All right, so we're going to take a look at how to play Melissa on the acoustic guitar. This has got 3 parts, the verse, chorus, and bridge. And I'm going to play along with a backing track for each of them and then break it down afterwards. So let's look at the verse part first and then see what's going on. So first off, I have this backing track with no acoustic guitar. I'll put a link in the description down below and a card at the end, screen at the end of the video over on the side here. So you can just get right to it if you want to try this out yourself, follow along with the charts and all that stuff. But to dive into what's going on musically here, we are first off, we gotta know we're in the key of E, right? So it's gonna revolve all around these, some chords, some notes, and be a little outside of the key, but most of it's just sticking right to E there, right? So we this main part here, which is the intro and the verse, and the little kind of break parts, and even the solo at the end, is E. And this is a mouthful: E6/9 sus4, E major 7, and then back to that one. So if you don't know what that is, these 2 chords here, doesn't matter. Just they sound real fancy, and you know the chords sound, and then the names sound fancy too. So if you want to memorize it to impress your friends, go for it. But you don't need to really know it. You know what the name of it is or what it actually means. We're not going to dive into big old music theory here. This is one of the first songs I learned on acoustic guitar, and I couldn't get to actually the more normal chords parts because it was a challenge for me to do some of these bar chords. But I'll show you when we get to that part some ways around that. But this part I played, it was like, oh, I found it pretty easy because you're just on these 3 strings is really the only strings you're playing. So you have this one shape, and then this same shape, you could play like this if you want. It's kind of a stretch. You're just changing it by 1 fret. I like to switch it here. But this finger here is what I call a guide finger. It's guiding you up, same string. So it's playing different frets but between chords, but same string. Guiding you up, change these 2. And then this is the same one. So it's nice and easy, and then back to that, and then to this one. So it's just changing between the first 2 and then the 4th back to the first. All same strings. And it sounds so nice. So it's one of those things, it's not that hard to play this part, but it sounds so complicated. So just work that out real slow if this is kind of new to you. But that's it with that part. So let's look at, that's the intro, the verse, and then there's a little break after the chorus. It does it again. But let's check out the chorus now. Let's give it a listen and then see what's going on with that. So now they're mixing it up here. It's starting on an A, and it's moving now 2 per measure. So this is much more challenging. This is the type of thing, if you want to really get the song down, work more on the chorus and the bridge, because the bridge only happens once, because there's a lot more chords that are a little trickier, and there's a lot more, they're moving faster, a lot more movement, you know? So we're starting on A, climbing up to B minor, C minor, D, goes down now, but we're still musically climbing up to E, up the scale, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A, then find a little relief hanging on a chord, C major 7, really jazzy chord, ending it and resolving on a B to bring it back to the real resolution of the E. So those are all just normal major minor chords. This one right here, if you know your C, it's just C major 7, you just take this finger off. It's actually easier to play, but another one of those ones, like the ones in the main parts. It sounds fancier, but it's actually easier to play than a regular C. And, you know, if this is also new, kind of tough to you, you don't have to bar down. This is a bar chord when you put your finger like that. You can actually just play the middle 4 for this B minor, and then not do the bar. So you don't need this note on top here, the top of the bar. You can just not play that, play this, that. These 2, A little tricky to get around the bar there, so you do sort of need the bar. So that'd be like the two toughest chords really in the whole thing, even though they're just regular old minor chords. You know, these other fancier ones are, again, easier to play. And then that's it, you know. Oh, there's same thing here. This, you don't have to bar. This is like a little half bar. You could just get these if you want. So for some people, it's a little bit of a stretch, depending on, you know, how long your fingers are. But at least you don't have to bar down. So it's a trade-off one way or the other. But try it both ways if you're not too familiar with playing that shape. And that's it for the chorus. And it goes back to that kind of main groove there once and then into a verse. Let's check out the bridge and see what's going on with that, and then check it out, you know, dissecting it. So this one starts off on E again, but then kind of an abrupt, kind of like change of course, which is often how bridges function. Is like, oh, it's a musical change there. A, B, you can play it this way, right? C sharp minor, A, hanging on the B. And that's it, back to the main groove. And that's the song, except the one other part is there is a refrain, and the refrain, if you don't know what that means, it's like the summary, especially musically, of the song. So that's when he sings the Sweet Melissa. He does that one more time at the end there. And all it is it's starting off with these two chords, and instead of continuing, it jumps to, it's like cut in half, it jumps to the C major 7 and sings that key line that summarizes the kind of the whole tune right there. So that's the refrain, but we don't need to hear that. It's real simple. Same kind of two parts put together there. So that's it, and then it just jams out for the guitar solo, which fades out. But in my backing track, I decided to extend that because it's too short. You know, we want to jam out, we have some fun, and we want to get used to practicing this stuff. So if you have a guitar with you and you want to try it out, check it out in the link down there. I'll put a card over here, and head over there and have fun with it. And I'll see you in the next video.